Good afternoon, Internet. It's Chris Krug, and we are wrapping up the Interface Digital Health Summit Day 1. Continuing on the theme of presenting you with interesting people from Denmark, I offer up Michael Lundorff-Hansen from the Lillebaelt Academy.
Yeah, that was almost correct.
All right.
So cool. Yeah, I'm from the city Odense, where Hans Christian Andersen was born, so this is all fairy tales,
yes.
you know. But the purpose of me being here is that I changed the way we teach actually students, because I consider students as employees. They come to work in the morning, well prepared, happy for working all day and going home late. And the way we motivate them to do that is to use real companies all the time. So the company is presenting a problem, and we solve the problem.
Right.
That teachers is collaborating with the students to find theory and methods to actually, learn. And we of course have curriculums and learning goals and all that credits and stuff,
I know exactly what you're talking about. I have a 17-year-old daughter. She's in grade 12, and we're trying to get her through algebra and on into university, right? And she's like, Dad, this doesn't make any sense, and I don't ever have to use this again. Why am I doing this or whatever? And so you're circumventing this problem essentially by offering up real-world problems and curriculum and offering that in conjunction with business.
Yeah, and actually when you have a problem you have to solve today, 17-year-olds or the students are actually better, to find all the stuff, the new stuff. If you ask them to make a video, they go to YouTube to see a video about making a video. It's much faster and they're much better than the staff.
Yeah, it's amazing. So, the role of the teacher inside the classroom is really changing. From someone who stands up front and drops down knowledge to someone who's almost like a guide or a pathfinder and allows other people to follow in their path or something.
Yeah, it is. Like Sir Ken Robinson said, that we have to change the paradigm. And that was very cool, because that was a way to say that we are not teaching and learning anything,
So is he like a hero of yours? Like, where did this philosophy come from that you've are experimenting with here in the school system in Denmark?
So my experience is built on that I've been a teacher myself, and when I was a manager, I had the right to change the way we teach.
Yeah.
So I just kind of experimented on the way. And by bringing companies in, we have a huge company, that, in Lego.
Oh yes, of course.
In Denmark, on the bricks,
right? Yeah.
And some of the students.
Whose whole brand is centered around innovation, really.
And play.
Yeah.
Play is important. So about play, and having Lego standing there and say to the students, if you solve this, we can have a job to you in the future, and if you can this and this, That's so motivating for a student to know that there is a company at the end. So I started also for a couple of years ago to, when the students start the first day, I say, welcome students, now we have 3 companies that explain what you should do when you're finished. And then they have a goal. They have a kind of, a perspective of being motivated, That's awesome. So cool, yeah.
Yeah, I think there is the kind of a general consensus that school seems to no longer be working for our children, and people are hungry for ideas of ways to change it and adapt it so that people aren't, wasting some of the best years in their life doing an education that doesn't exactly serve them down the road.
Yeah, exactly. If you have an old book, in IT especially, because it's going so fast, it's kind of outdated before you leave the classroom, and that's the problem. So what we do now is we bring in researchers, experts, companies that develop daily, and they bring in the newest knowledge and the newest methods of making this context. So it's really good.
Hey, you're speaking words that are near and dear to my heart. I wrote a book about BitTorrent, and I wrote a book about iPhone photography, which both sounds like great ideas in principle, but if you think through the process of how long it takes to write a book and how quickly technology changes, both the photography book and the BitTorrent book were more or less obsolete by the moment that printing hit the paper,
We have this funny thing about torrents. It's our uncle from the United States.
Yeah, I hear that.
So the students it's also the problem is that you have to change. That's another aspect, because
our uncle from the United States.
Yeah, my uncle, rich uncle from the United States with all the software. No, the thing is that the students, if you have a curriculum where you fix on the only paradigm, and you don't change paradigms on the way, like you have to learn programming.
Sure.
Then it's of course important that you learn programming to be very good at it in depth. Because then if you change paradigm in a new company, then it doesn't care, because the handcraft shift,
Yeah.
And that's what we try, because by students having staying in the school. They start at 8:30 in the morning, and they're going home at 4 o'clock. You know.
Yeah.
But before I changed the model, the school was empty at 12 o'clock. You know, it was totally empty. But now they're staying. And last week, I was back at the school and catch some things I forgot. Then there was teachers sitting there among the students still, because they have counseling. They needed
Sure.
help, you know, and that's the spirit, you know.
Right, man.
Because then we have flexible learning.
Awesome. Well, I come from a family of educators, and I know that a lot of people that I hang out with and talk to are interested in this topic. So if people want to follow along or learn more about what you guys are doing, maybe implement it in their own school districts and stuff, where can they check you out?
I have a motto, vi gør det sgu. And that's a pretty slideshow. I think it's very difficult for Americans to find it, but
Yeah, you got a Prezi slideshow called what?
Vi gør det sgu.
Tell them.
But if you go into VI, and what is the call? The dash?
Umlaut?
The dash?
Underscore?
No, you know the
Dash.
the small
Just a dash, yeah.
We I dash GR
Yeah.
dash DET dash SGU.
For those-
Yeah, that's it.
For those of you that are still with us, Michael Lundorff-Hansen, and we will post the links to his school and his information in the comments.
Oh, I think we'll do it this way. Click here
Yeah.
if you want to hear more about this approach. Okay?
Awesome. All right. Thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you.
Over now from Vancouver.